From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie Watchman. The gay marriage vote is now on Australia's doorstep, or should I say, in the postbox. Immorality has always been popular. There is nothing new about the human race reaching out to the most depraved position it can possibly get to. It is not surprising, therefore, that those who push immoral beliefs tend to push an intolerant, authoritarian society. This is very clear to those who have been watching the gay marriage debate in Australia. In order to advance the cause of immorality, one must quench the voices of truth and light. Given the very nature of those who push for an agenda that is against the will of God, there is a deficit in many parts of their moral character. They will lie, slander, create false flags, verbally assault, character assassinate anyone who dares to stand against their chosen righteous cause. By any means necessary is written across their actions and their spirit. By doing this, they betray their true nature and hopefully have tarnished the case for gay marriage enough to cause it to fail in this great south land of Australia. It is no wonder the ungodly part of our society choose to use dishonest and slanderous methods to push their agenda. They have no absolute moral compass and therefore consider their goals so righteous that they are able to trample on anyone who stands in their way. Like authoritarian dictatorships in the past, their belief in their cause is tantamount. Given there is no God in their minds, there is therefore no absolute truth and no absolute wrong or right. If lies advance their righteous agenda, so what? There is no foundation for truth in their life, and therefore no reason that lies are necessarily wrong. Time and time again we have seen this in the yes crowd. The classic case is the one which had Channel 9, News.com and the Australian Weekly claiming that there were homophobic posters all over Melbourne. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any, so Channel 10 had to Photoshop one from a stock photograph. The story gets even worse, as it turns out nobody could find the original so-called homophobic poster. Quickly became obvious that it was a false flag, a faked poster made to discredit those for traditional marriage. How convenient! Be wary of false flags in the future. The most vocal proponents of gay marriage have no qualms about lying for the good of their cause. The second is the attempt to character assassinate and deregister a doctor who appeared on a pro-traditional marriage ad. Thankfully, those attacks have failed. Personal attacks happen. Being called a bigot and a homophobe is just part of the bullying that the loudest yes campaigners indulge in. They feel they are justified in doing this because the end justifies the means in their eyes. The third is a group of doctors in alliance with the AMA going so far as to call those who support traditional marriage that they should be called racists. They also flat out lied by saying studies show that children of same-sex marriage couples do the same as traditional marriage. This is a lie because the most comprehensive studies show that children from same-sex marriage do considerably worse. There was increased risk of suicide, depression, obesity and child abuse, both sexual and increased violence within same-sex households. The studies that show no difference in children raised by same-sex couples are small, 20 to 400, non-random, self-selected with very few controls. They are flawed and biased studies. One of the largest studies done was the National Health Interview Study of 1.6 million people. Of these, it is found that children of same-sex couples have at least twice the amount of emotional problems, development disabilities, receiving medication or treatment for emotional problems. There is a fundamental benefit for children who have both father and mother, which increase when they are their biological father and mother. The dark underbelly of those who push for radical ideological changes and a departure from the Christian principles that made our nation great has been exposed. Hopefully, the majority of Australians are paying attention and will vote correspondingly in the coming week.